Hey guys, and welcome back. Imagine being a Newcastle United fan who has woken up from a 2-year coma this morning just to find out that Mike Ashley has sought the football club and Steve Bruce has went alongside him. Newcastle United is in the Champions League for the first time since 2003. Joelinton has started in midfield for Brazil and scored on his debut. Joselu has signed for Real Madrid for the second time in his career. Joelinton and Lionel Messi play for the same football team, and on top of all that, you've seen it in the title, you've seen it in the thumbnail. Sadio Mane has spoken out about the possibility of joining Newcastle United this summer. Just what the hell is going on? I quite can't fathom what is happening this summer. It's just been an incredible couple of years. I don't think even the most positive Newcastle fan would ever predicted this outcome. I'm so happy how things are now. I'm so happy how things have been. I'm sure you guys as well are loving every single second of it. So welcome back. Today we're here to go for the transfer news. Once again, we're going to talk about everything you need to know over the last couple of days. If you're new around here and you like what you're watching, make sure you get down there, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate your support as always. There will be, well, I'm planning to do daily uploads on the channel, but I'm not going to force a video out if there's nothing going on. So it'll be more or less daily. If nothing happens, then there might be an off day. But secondly, if you like what you're watching, make sure to smash the like button as well. And finally, in the comment section down below, make sure to let me know your thoughts on the video. I do have an announcement I need to make before we actually get into things. So on the 8th of July, I will be playing in a Newcastle United versus Sunderland charity match. So this is something that takes place in Gateshead every single year. But in this case, we're actually doing it for Arthur. So if you guys don't know who Arthur is, this is a young lad that is suffering from leukemia. And it's not just leukemia as well, it's actually a rare genetic condition of leukemia where it's been quoted by doctors to be a one-of-a-kind type of leukemia. So pretty much, I'm sure you've seen it already. He's already famous. Bruno has met him a couple of times. He dedicated his Brighton goal in celebration to Arthur. The likes of Jamie Rubens actually already donated to this cause that we're doing for this charity match. The likes of Murder have shared it as well. So pretty much, Arthur is out of hospital now, but of course he is still suffering from leukemia. And we're wanting to get him to Disneyland this summer, so we'll put all the money aside for him. That's what the goal is, to try and get Arthur a trip to Disneyland to see his favourite characters. So that's the point of the charity match. I thought with the platform I've got, it's a good opportunity for me to actually to promote it, to play in it, and it's a good chance for me to kind of show it off. So I will stick the donation link down in the pinned comment. I'm not going to tell you much details about it at the minute because I'm still not 100% certain, but the likes of John Anson are going to be there if you want to hear from him. There's going to be bouncy castles, all sorts. It is a family run event, so it's a case that families can turn up. It's going to be a great day out, and it's a good opportunity for me to meet you guys and hopefully enjoy a day out as well. So appreciate it. I just want to let you know now, obviously it's a really big deal for me, a big deal for Arthur as well, so it would mean the world. Even if it's like a pound, £2, £5, you've got that money to spare, give it to Arthur, that'd be amazing. Before we get into the Sadio Mane side of things, let's talk about Newcastle United's international stars first. We'll begin with our current number 9 being Callum Wilson. He becomes Newcastle's 12th player who has scored for England while playing for Newcastle United, and the last 2 players who have done that is Alan Shearer and Michael Owen. What a terrible record that is, may I say. I mean, Michael Owen, when was the last time he scored for England when playing for Newcastle? What, 2005 or something, 18 years ago? It's just, that's terrible. That's so bad from us. So to see Callum Wilson join that list is great. Yes, it was against Malta. Yes, it was a pen when you're 3-0 up, but I think it's good confidence for the player. He's someone that, I mean, he scored 18 goals in the Premier League last season. He's no joke at all. He's someone that still has a lot to offer at this football club. The same score on the ground this stage for England is good. But for me though, I think the big one was Joelinton. I'm so happy for him. He was claimed the £40 million flop of a striker. All of a sudden, Eddie Howe comes into the football club. He drops into midfield and over the next 2 years becomes quite literally one of the best midfielders in the league. I mean, this guy is seriously good, and he's starting for Brazil, and Brazil's no joke of a nation. I mean, this is a team that has the likes of Casemiro and Vinicius Jr., Neymar. I mean, seriously good players. I sort of see Joelinton start for them and get his goal. It's just an incredible moment for him. What a comeback story that is. A guy that was heckled, I remember very well. Even myself, I'll probably be honest, I was pissed off from that Rochdale game he played, and FA Cup, the fans booed him off the pitch. It's how bad of a game he had. The Newcastle fans weren't having it at all. And to see him bounce back from all that, all the negativity he's had, is just incredible. And that's a story you should tell to your kids and your grandkids about never giving up. Joelinton's done it for his national team. I'm so happy for him. Deserves it. He's been so good for Newcastle. He missed out on his call-up last time for Brazil. He gets it this time and he's took his opportunity. I mean, that is an incredible story. So I just wanted to say now, huge congratulations to him. Before we get into the Sadio Mane transfer saga, I think it's best first to get through your bits of media. What has came out regarding this football club over the past couple of days when it comes to transfers. I will say this now, especially when it's towards the start of the transfer window. Take everything you see with a massive pinch of salt. I think the media, especially out there, will just jump on Newcastle. They'll pump stories out left, right and centre. I mean, let's be honest. You've seen the media stories about Newcastle are linked to about 100 players. Are we going to sign 100 players in this transfer window? No, we're not. So some of them are going to be absolute crap. But I still think it's important to get through them anyway, just in the off chance that it can be real. I think it's important for you guys as well to understand what is going on in the media. So we'll begin off Newcastle's left-back situation. So it's no secret that Newcastle are going in for a left-back in this transfer window. Dan Burns had a class season, but I think it's a case that when you've got Champions League football, you play more matches. It's a case where you want a second left-back in there that's going to be contesting with Dan Burn, if not trying to overperform in the starting 11. It's just that competition you need. The extra bodies in there. Matt Target had a great loan spell last season. Just hasn't really done anything for Newcastle in his full season. So it's a weird one. But I do expect Newcastle to go out and sign a left back. Cucurella has been a name that's popped up now according to the Mirror. So this is someone that has flopped hard for Chelsea. But I remember him at Brighton. He was class for Brighton. So this is a clear player that's had a bad season. Someone that I think can be better. And I think someone under Eddie Howe's system. If you're going to be paying around £30 million for a player, I think it's probably worth it, to be honest. I honestly think it is. Someone that I don't think reflects his actual performances for Chelsea. He's just not like that normally. I think he's just had a very bad year. Chelsea is a team that is probably likely to sell him. I mean, that might be one of Newcastle's players there when that play, but Chelsea is a team that is likely to sell him. Especially the amount of money they're pumping into the team. Surely under financial fair play, there's something going on there with the amount of money they're spending. But whether they would sell Newcastle is one question. Whether Newcastle wants him is another question. Now, Kieran Tierney was the second left-back Newcastle's been heavily linked with, but it's been reported that Arsenal aren't budging. They want £30 to £40 million for a guy that doesn't start for him. I do like Tierney a lot as well. So whichever one Newcastle gets, if they get one of these two left-backs, I think both of them are good. I will say that now. I think for £30 million, if you get one of these two left-backs, I don't think it's a bad sign. Even if it's Cucurella, someone that's had a bad year at Chelsea, I still think on paper he's a good one. But as for James Maddison, I'm sure you're sick of hearing this name, but it's one that's going to keep popping up until the saga ends with him. Now, I've just wanted to mention briefly because nothing's really came out much in the last couple of days. It's still probably Newcastle's most realistic sign, I would say, if we are to sign someone soon. A name that doesn't seem to go away. Newcastle, if we were taking this deal seriously, I think we would have backed away from now. If we weren't confident we weren't going to get James Maddison, I don't think we'll be involved with this deal at all. But the fact we keep popping up the fact that I fully stand by Newcastle want to sign this player. You've seen the Callum Wilson tease with the player. It's constant, it's non-stop, it's so in your face, and it's something that's not going to go away. So for now, I would still say it's positive. Tottenham haven't pulled the trigger yet. For me, I think they can do it. I think they can be a team that is desperate to sign someone that will pump loads of money on James Maddison. So we'll see how this one unfolds. But Maddison and Barnes are two I would definitely keep an eye on. But that was the main transfer news that came out the last couple of days. Not much, but the Sadio Mane one is a big one, I would say. We are moving on to the main event now, the big one, Sadio Mane. He has spoken out about the possibility of joining Newcastle United this summer. He has been linked, according to the media, somewhat. Newcastle have never put any bids for him, I must say. Newcastle haven't actually went in for the player. It's just a case that's been bubbling around in the media. And he's been directly asked by a journalist, and Sadio Mane's response was, never say never. That's an interesting one, isn't it? Now, for me, I don't see too much in it at the minute. I think it's a case where he's keeping his cards close to his chest. He doesn't want the journalists or anyone in the media to know what his next plans are. But I do like the fact he hasn't ruled it out. Now, would I take Sadio Mane at Newcastle? Yes, I would. He is so good. He's exactly the kind of player you want when you're going into the Champions League for the first time ever. Experienced, someone that has real ability, and I think Newcastle, especially out wide, was just lacking that goal department. I know Almiron scored 12 goals, but even then, he's had the injury spell, yes, but when he came back, he wasn't scoring as many. He's still someone that I'm not 100% on. He's had a great year, but I still want to hopefully see him push on a little bit more. St Maximin, of course, has only got 1 goal. Murphy's had a class season, to be fair. But even then, I think Newcastle need those out wide players that can get goals on a consistent basis. Mane is definitely someone who can do that, and he's a player also that would trigger the Liverpool fans who was to sign for us. Now, it's not an easy deal at all. It would take a lot to get this one in, but you know what? I do think it's somewhat realistic if we were to suddenly dump all his money onto a player. But I do think it's a case, though, where he's just keeping his cards close to his chest. I like the fact he said that. It does make me excited, but I don't think there's much in it. I think it's always important that they kind of come out in the dress. He has actually spoken out about the possibility of joining Newcastle. What a mental world we live in. Sadio Mane, would you guys take him? I sure as hell would. But anyway, that was the big one that came out. We were talking about him for a bit. We'll see what happens. This one has been linked, but it's just never been approached by Newcastle. It's never been officially done. But whether we'll actually make a move now or not is another question. Someone that I think definitely would be a huge addition to the team. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching today. Have a great Father's Day. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I wish you all the best, and I will see you all in the next one.